My afternoon was just entirely spent writing the introduction to one of my PhD chapters. You know, like when someone goes into a black hole and they just become a string of atoms? I think that happened to my brain. The black hole that is science just completely spaghettified my brain, and it was no longer able to function because it was just a string of atoms. But thankfully, I have managed to rearrange my brain. We have returned from beyond the event horizon. I swear, like when you're writing a PhD thesis, you just stop functioning. I don't know how else to describe it. So hyperfixated on one specific thing that you forget about how to do anything else and how to function like an adult. Can't imagine what a PhD thesis entails. It's suffering. It's nothing but pure suffering. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. If it's possible to go into negative, you know, like negative 10 out of 10, then that. No, it's all right. It's all right. It's just a lot of self-directed work. You just have to kind of like plan out your time, but I'm not very good at doing that. So I get excited about things and then go off on a tangent, and then I don't do my actual work. Next thing I know, it's been a whole day and I've written about 200 words. If I was sensible, you know, I would have done it as I went along. I would have written bits of my thesis as I was doing the research, but no, I was not sensible. I was a very silly sausage. I am paying the consequence of it now. The way that psychology theses tend to work is that you do a series of studies, squish them all together into a thesis, and then normally you'll have 1 chapter per study. My first 2 chapters are going to be 1 study because there was enough information coming out of it that I could write 2 chapters from it. But then the others are all like 1 or 2 studies per chapter because they kind of just like build upon each other in little ways. The next one that I need to write is going to be 2 studies in 1 chapter, if I remember correctly. I probably don't. I've got to the point where I don't even remember my own thesis correctly. You know when you've been doing something for so long that you just can't process it anymore? That's where I am with it. Imagine doing self-directed work. Honestly, I do minimal self-directed work. I do what is required to get people to not tell me off. Actually, no, I guess I do a lot of self-directed work. It's just the wrong work. I do a lot of other stuff. Which is not my thesis. This is me having like live reflection of, oh god, what am I doing with my life? Live on stream. So that's good. That's good.